Hey guys, happy Friday. Kristen, the fabulous football babe, back here for another little car ride chat on the way to school. In case you're new here, I want you to subscribe to my channel. We're gonna talk all things football all year long. In the 15-minute car ride I have to school pickup. So that's what we're doing here. I hope you guys like it. Comment whatever you want to talk about, shout it out. We'll talk about whatever you want. Anything football, NFL, college, throw it out there. Let's chat. So yesterday I talked about my favorite team, the New England Patriots. Big story. The whatever debacle is going on in Foxborough right now. It's a big story in the NFL. I know 31 other franchises have been waiting for that to happen. So now we're going to talk about the next biggest story going on in the NFL right now. And I know a lot of people are tired of it, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to address it, and we're just going to address it once, and then I won't talk about it anymore. We're going to talk Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Okay? I am a self-proclaimed Swiftie. I'm a huge fan of Taylor's. I love her music. She's an unbelievable songwriter. I am not a crazy Minion Taylor Swift fan, though. All the crazies out there who are running out buying $200 Travis Kelce jerseys, buying $100 Taylor Kansas City Chiefs jackets that she wore to the game. I don't call her mother or queen. I don't call her mother or my grandmother. I didn't follow Travis Kelce on Instagram recently and ask him if he's my new daddy. Because if you didn't know, there are crazies out there doing that. They're crazy, over the top. That's not me. I'm a normal Taylor Swift fan. So, questions on everyone's mind. Is it real? Is it fake? Is it sort of? Will it grow into something? Who knows? Obviously, it's been like a month. She was at the Bears game, the Jets game, the Viking game, the Bronco game. Yeah, so 4 games, so it's been like a month. NFL's all over it, jumping on the Taylor Swift train. She's the biggest person on the planet, maybe even in the solar system. If we find out there's life on Mars, I'm sure they knew who Taylor Swift is. Gotta say, has little whiffs of PR stunt to me. You can hate on it all you want. Sounds like a little bit of a PR stunt. It's not super Taylor in her relationships. She was with Joe for 6 years. And I think we have more paparazzi photos in the last month with Travis Kelce than we had in 6 years that she was dating Joe Alwyn. So, what does that say to people? I don't know. Honestly, I don't care. Just get the crazy, over-the-top Swiftie minions off my football, okay? Because they're driving me crazy. Everybody else crazy, I'm sure. But they're driving me crazy. It's such a big story that even when it's not the Chiefs game and we're not talking about Taylor Swift, when you have Monday Night Football with the Dallas Cowboys and the LA Chargers, and Lance Bass is there and holds up a sign that says not Taylor Swift. So it's taken over the NFL. And I gotta say, I think it's gonna be coming to an end. I don't think it's real. I feel bad if it is. If they really are trying to have just a relationship and they want to try to get to know each other, it's not really something Taylor Swift can do a whole lot of. She kind of is the biggest star in the world. It's more prevalent than ever. People are out of control sometimes with the Taylor Swiftness. You gotta calm down. She has a song called You Need to Calm Down, and she needs to tell that to her fans. But here's why I think it's a PR stunt. It's very Taylor's MO. She gets out of a relationship, a big relationship, a meaningful relationship, a relationship that we didn't hear a whole lot about, we didn't see a whole lot about, no paparazzi photos, she's not talking about it, they're not, the significant other's not talking about it. Then she goes into a mode of let me throw my face out there with paparazzi photos and everything. She made out with Harry Styles in the middle of Times Square. How many paparazzi shots did we see of her and Tom Hiddleston? So when she wants the press, when she wants it to be out there, it's out there. And then when she doesn't and she's private because it's real, she's private. Yeah. How many shots really? How many times did we see her and Joe together? Even in her documentary, we all know she's dating him. We all know who he is. He's a British actor. He's not even like he was some third grade teacher that she was trying to hide from people. He was out in the public eye. People knew who he was. And they didn't talk about each other. at all. They didn't talk about stuff. They didn't talk about their other projects. They didn't even acknowledge each other. And that's fine. It's private. It's their business, not mine. I don't care who she's dating. This Travis Kelce thing is everywhere. They're talking about each other all over the place. He won't shut up about her. She's in the booth with his mom. His mom's on the Today Show talking about it. So, you know, Travis Kelce, you want your privacy and crap? Well, get your mom off TV talking about it. You know, you want to be private, Taylor. You don't have to be in the box where everyone can see you. You can watch the game quietly from somewhere where no one knows you're there. Just saying, if you didn't want it to be out there, it wouldn't be out there. So take that with the grain of salt. I think it's a PR stunt. And again, when I say it's a PR stunt, I do not mean that Taylor Swift, the biggest star on the planet, needs a football player man to boost her fame. That's not what I mean by a PR stunt. That's not what this is. She doesn't need anyone to boost her name. She's all over the place. This is a PR stunt in terms of she's not on tour in the US anymore. She's going on tour in South America. She's going to be in Australia and Europe. It's going to die down a little bit. She's got a big year. She's touring all the way into next fall. Then she's going to direct a movie. So in 2025, she's really not going to be out all over the place. She's going to be busy. So this is just kind of keeping her name in the papers. It's keeping it out there. That's what it's for. Every celebrity uses PR. So it doesn't mean that she needs Travis Kelce to do anything. She doesn't need any of that. But she needs something to get her name out there. So this is what it is. And it'll be interesting to see, because when she was with Tom Hiddleston and it was sort of all over the place, secretly behind the scenes, she was starting with Joe. And then Hiddleston ended, and then there was nothing. There was no talk. There was nothing. So to me, I think I give it another week or two, and if it's still all over the place and Travis is still on his podcast talking about Taylor, is still talking to his mom, Jason's still asking him questions about it, she's still showing up at games, getting in the box in the front, camera put on her, then it's a PR stunt. If all of a sudden, like a week from now, it just goes wall of silence and no one talks about it, it's not even mentioned on the podcast, Jason doesn't make jokes to Travis about it, it's literally like forget it exists kind of thing, and they're still together, then it's the real thing. But if this paparazzi charade keeps up, I think it's a media stunt. So only time will tell, folks. Only time will tell. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, that's my take on it. That's the last you'll hear about me on it, because I would love all the crazy over-the-top minion Swifties, and you know who you are, to get off my football. I don't care. Get off my football. All right? Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. You want to buy your $200 jersey for no reason and call him daddy? Just don't watch the games. Get away. Shoot. Okay. So it's Friday. We are talking football. Thursday Night Football. The Jaguars won. Watch out, folks. The Jaguars are coming. I think it's legit. I think what Doug Peterson does is real. It'll be interesting to watch. The AFC South is not a tough place to win out. So Jags are real. I think they're for real. I think even they win gritty, they win dirty, they win close, they win big. They had a big win in Buffalo and against Buffalo and London, which is funny. They spent 2 weeks in London and then come home and they played New Orleans. Like, why are we even in Jacksonville if no one wants to be there? It's just, I was watching last night being like, they're in New Orleans. They just got back from London and they don't even get to play a home game. They have to travel to New Orleans on a Thursday night. I don't know. Poor Jacksonville, right? But I think they're legit. I think, as much as I want to throw up because I hate Doug Peterson and his stupid Philly special, I think he's legit. I think he's proven that he can take an offense and he can work with it. And he's working with Trevor Lawrence and these guys, and I think there's something brewing in Jacksonville. Everyone was talking about it last year and jumping on the train, be like, well, they were 9-8, nothing to write home about. But maybe it is legit. Maybe there is something going on there. We'll see. Makes me sad that the reign of Patriot lore is over. So let's talk about some other teams. Okay? Let's talk about the other story going on in the NFL right now that's kind of floating around there, is the Detroit Lions. Okay, let's talk about that. Because I think that's great. I like Dan Campbell. I liked him last year. I like his attitude. Week 1 with the fake punt against Kansas City. Loved it. Was here for it. They're just kind of cruising. And I know I'm not a bandwagon. Bandwagon fan. You don't need me. I'm not a bandwagon fan. I'm not actively rooting for the Lions or anything. I think it's a great story. I think after all that franchise has been through, we talk about a Thanksgiving game now that maybe you can get excited about, right? So that's one to keep an eye on, folks. Detroit Lions, what do we think? Are they legit? Is it real? Are they going to hit a playoff and become Detroit? Kind of like Cleveland has been doing they get kind of excited. Everyone gets excited about Cleveland, and then they're just going to Cleveland. So is Detroit going to Detroit, or is this legit? Comment, subscribe below, comment, tell me what you want to talk about, what you want to hear. I'd love to talk, love to chat. I'll read the comments, we'll talk about it. Detroit Lions, real or not? Jacksonville, real or not? It's week 8 now. This is getting into the meat of the schedule. This is where stuff starts to happen, where any team that you're like, oh, look at this team coming out of nowhere, and then they start to fall off. So we're getting into Halloween. This is the weeks that it happens. So let's see when we start talking in November who we're talking about. All right, who else do we want to talk about? Who else do I want to talk about? I want to talk about the San Francisco 49ers. That's what I want to talk about. We have a few minutes left here. We're going to wrap up with the 49ers. I know no one was listening to me, and nobody cared, and you don't have to believe me. In August, I was all about the 49ers going to the Super Bowl this year. I think this is probably their year. I fully believe they would have been in the Super Bowl last year if they actually had their quarterback, backup quarterback, third quarterback, fourth quarterback. Who knows what quarterback they were on in that NFC Championship game. I love the 49ers. I love their defense. I think the jury's still out a little on Brock Purdy. I know they had a rough game against Cleveland. Cleveland's defense is legit. He didn't have his big stars, and everyone's like, oh, he doesn't have his big stars. He doesn't have Christian McCaffrey. He doesn't have this. Oh, he's just a nobody. I think you could literally say that about any quarterback. All right? You want to take Travis Kelce away from Pat Mahomes and see what he does. You want to take Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown from Jalen Hurts. Are they winning football games? You want to take Stephon Diggs from Josh Allen? Is he winning football games? You want to take DK Metcalf away from Geno Smith? Is he winning games? Take Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill away from Tua. Is he winning football games? I mean, I think you could literally say that pretty much about every team. Every quarterback now needs their guy, needs some big star. That's what they need. It's Mac Jones's problem here in New England. There's nobody to throw it to. So I'm not too worried about Brock Purdy. I do think he's a decent quarterback. He has potential to do great things. He obviously was Mr. Irrelevant. No big rah-rah stuff going around him. A nice story last year. But again, in San Francisco as well, Jimmy Garoppolo, if he doesn't get hurt, is San Francisco not in the NFC Championship game last year? I think they are. Even with Jimmy Garoppolo, I think they are. So this team is built. This team is built for right now. So the pressure's on. I think the pressure's on Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch. Win now. The AFC is wide open. The AFC is not being dominated by anybody at all in particular. So this could be the NFC year to win a Super Bowl. And gotta say, my pick would be the 49ers to go. Possibly to win it. We will see. I love Christian McCaffrey. I wish he was a Patriot. And Park, I am at school. So that is the end of our Friday show. Talk Travis and Taylor. I won't mention it anymore unless it turns out to be a PR stunt and they break up like next week. Talked a little about the Jacksonville Jaguars. Big win last night, Thursday Night Football. Talking about San Francisco. Talking about Detroit. What do we think? Anyone popping out at you? Any team jumping out at you? Any player jumping out at you want to talk about? It's the weekend now, so no school over the weekend. I'll be back on Monday. Recap all the games I watched. Hope I don't have too much misery here in New England. Hoping to score some points at least. Make it competitive. Mac, come on. Bill, something. Give me something to watch. And we will see you guys next week. Thanks again for listening. I'm the Fabulous Football Babe. If you like me, please subscribe to my channel. Leave comments. Tell me what you think. And I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend.